Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today I want to talk to you about some things you can be doing right now, today, to optimize for Turbo Boost, which is coming May 13th, in about 10 days or so from this video releasing. Crest, Valorstones, upgrades, all that is changing in Turbo Boost, but you can be doing things right now to make your life a little bit easier in about 10 days. Let's be honest here, we're going to need a lot of Crest and Valorstones to get things rolling. Alrighty, now for those that haven't seen, May 13th is when Turbo Boost comes out. There's going to be an increase to a handful of things. Crafted items are getting an option to upgrade them 6 additional eye levels. Whether you have a hero item or a myth item, they're going to a max upgrade of 8. So if you have it at 6 out of 6 right now, it's going to be 6 out of 8 when May 13th hits. There are some Dinars coming in as well. We're going to talk about all this being optimized in this video. Crest cap removed. Also, Valorstones are going account wide. So it's set in here somewhere, I think. Valorstones become warbound, basically, account wide, however that works. So you can actually optimize a lot around this too, theoretically. So we're going to hit on all that today. We'll talk about what you should be doing with all this before the patch actually comes out. Speaking of Turbo Boost, I was looking for about 10 minutes here to try and tie it into the sub goal we had this year on YouTube, which is 100K. Couldn't think of anything. I'm not very smart, but we are pushing for 100K subs on YouTube this year. If you maybe can find it in your heart to consider subbing to the channel, whether you do or don't, I love you all the same, but you know, I'm doing my best regardless. If you like the video, it helps out. If you want to sub, helps out as well. But yeah, there you go. Shameless plugs aside. So we're going to be both here on PTR and on retail when it comes to like looking at things here. Now, the first thing is when it comes to upgrading crafted gear. All of your items are going to, if you upgrade them, crafted ones, are going to be able to go from 675 to 681, gaining 6 additional item levels. What you can do, come to this person right here, right next to the work order place right here, the fidger, and they offer an item which costs 30 crest, 30 gilded, or 15 runed. Runed takes it 3 eye levels. This is 6. So just looking at this, depending on the number of crafted pieces you have, you're going to need 30 gilded crest to upgrade those pieces per piece, right? So and the way you do that, you just come over here, grab one when you have the crest, you just recraft it. This is my belt from retail. It just gives you a 4 slot here. You can toss it in. Super easy. Recraft is pretty cheap. Doesn't cost an extra spark or anything. Very simple if you haven't recrafted before. Now, when it comes to raw crafting and trying to calculate this cost here, right? So if you were looking at how much things cost, like per upgrade, it should be the same as this currently on retail, whether you have the Gilded or the Undermined achievement or not. So like, for example, I mean, taking this helm to 4 out of 6 cost 15, 5 out of 6, 6 out of 6 also cost 15, so 45 total. So when all your gear is 6 out of 6 myth, for example, and hero you can apply lesser crest as well, but if you want to convert there is fine. It will take essentially 30 crest of whatever currency you're using to upgrade to 8 out of 8, right? So even like per item. So even just factoring this in, looking at my gear currently here, let's say this is all max myth, 6 out of 6 on a retail, some are a bit less, it is what it is. So let's look at my gear here currently. It takes a lot of crest, right? You're looking at just straight up. I mean, you can actually factor in crafted things too, right? So it's 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, 360, 390, 420, 400. You're looking at about 500 gilded crest needed to upgrade your gear fully. If you're looking at crafted items and, you know, like everything else being myth or whatever you want to upgrade at that point, which is a lot of crest to grind, not including Valorstones, which are going to be a huge pain to acquire as well because they are capped at this current point in time. They're being, they're not uncapped when Turbo Boost hits, but they're being made warbound, which is transferable. So first thing here, as long as you can actually figure out how to, as long as this works properly, Valorstones can be sent to alts in this patch. Now, let me hop on PTR and look right here, actually. I haven't even looked at this yet, but let me see. So Valorstones are here. I don't believe I can transfer them as of yet. It says Warbound transferable. Amount lost in transfer is 20%. So I can't transfer here yet, unfortunately, but regardless, I would assume as long as this works like the way they're implying, I can transfer Valorstones to my alts to hold them while I'm grinding Mythic Plus or the Raid or whatever, doing things for Valorstones and Crest at the same time. For example, if the patch comes out, I want to dump some Valorstones and some Crest into gear upgrades, right? But if I'm capped at 2K and I'm still grinding Crest, I want to at least consider sending those Valorstones to alts and then transferring them back later on. Now, you're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose 20% doing that, and then probably 20% back to this character as well, but it's better than nothing, right? It's sort of a hold some, store some, because we're going to need an astronomical amount of these to upgrade gear. So probably not super impactful for everybody, because the transfer rate here is 20%, so 20 to the alt character, 20 back to the main character, but keep in mind, it's an option if you need to do that. And also keep in mind, this all may change depending on what happens with turbo boost and things of the sort. Also on top of that, if you have sparks laying around, I think I have one in my bag somewhere, you can make sparks. This is a one from S1, but they cost, I think 250 Valorstones. You can just make sparks, just, you know, like use Valorstones at some point if you don't want to, like, you know, go against the cap, if you're going to eventually craft some more gear later on down the line. Now, as far as like optimizing around Crest, so if you're at a point right now, like for example, my cloak is 662. I got this week 2 of the raid or whatever. I've not upgraded it because items like cloaks, gloves, bracers, boots, belts at times are of lesser relevance and importance than bigger items like helms, shoulders, chest, legs, weapons. Obviously, trinkets and rings are more relevant, more main stat, more secondary stat, just stronger in general for more raw power gains. I could have upgraded this cloak a month and a half ago, but I haven't. My plan is just craft a cloak at some point too, but regardless of whether you're crafting item at this point or upgrading item, you very well might want to consider, say, hey, I could upgrade this, you know, this week or next week, which is the week before Turbo Boost comes out. But it very well might benefit you more to hold on to those crests, because when it comes to spending 75 crests on this cloak to upgrade it, I'd rather just spend 30, 30, and 15 in like helm, chest, and shoulders and gain a lot more power than I gain upgrading some measly low cloak, right? Because in the end, there's going to be a priority of what you want to upgrade versus not when it comes to optimizing your gear for week 1 of Turbo Boost as well. Items like trinkets, rings, chest, helms, shoulders, legs, so on and so forth are more impactful than just straight up upgrading gloves or cloaks and things like that, right? So keep that in mind. Along the similar lines of storing gear here, I'm not spending any more crest in general. I mean, I might upgrade this helm to max 6 out of 6 myth because I'm not going to upgrade anything else at some point, right? But this week I am storing crest, and I am also going to make sure that I have optimized and or ground out just about as many weathered, carved, and certainly runed crests that I can this week and next week. Because next week, this video being filmed right now, is still not Turbo Boost. Reset is on like the 6th or something like that, right? That's a week before Boost comes out. So when Boost comes out, theoretically, I can have a total of 210 of these runed Undermine crests. We're going to be getting 90 more next week. So I can have 210 runed Undermine crests. I can have a bunch of these, whatever. And I can have 90 gilded crest, right? And keep in mind, if you are capped on gilded crests or runed crests, but you're still doing more content, they will convert to lesser crest throughout the week as well. Now, the big thing here, you can then come here when Boost is out and convert these crest lesser ones into greater ones, right? So for example, Rune Crest. I can get 15 Rune Crest wherever they are right here. Carved, runed, gilded, blah, blah, blah. Sure, so I can take, this is PTR. I think this is retail. I can't earn these because I'm at a limit. It's no big deal. But I can take basically 45 carved Undermine crest and turn them in for 15 runed crest. Now, that might seem like a whole lot, because in the end, I'm going to take these runed crest as well and convert them to gilded crest, which then takes 45 of these to make 15 gilded. But when I have 500 weather laying around and 300 carved and 210 runed, I ran the math on it. I can get somewhere, I think, around 230-ish gilded crest off the bat when Boost comes out. If I stockpile next week and all that, and then when the patch comes out or when the Boost comes out, convert all my crest of the lesser ones into gilded crest before I even go into content. And getting 240 of these or so is actually pretty impactful, because you can knock out about half your total upgrade cost if you're looking to upgrade every single piece. It's around 480, I think, roughly. So saying, hey, I'm 674, I can be 678 or something like that within an hour of the Boost dropping on the 13th, right? So converting crest over, saving crest, and optimizing around them is of a relatively high importance as long as you can this week going into that. Now, at the same time, if you want to upgrade gear, like lesser pieces like cloaks and gloves, it's not a huge deal. You're going to do it either way. But in the end, I think this cloak's going to be this eye level probably into Turbo Boost, because cloaks are lesser relevance compared to like a helm, shoulders, chest, legs. Yeah. so on and so forth. So keep that in mind. Also, it's worth mentioning the Gilded Achievement. So all those crests we were talking about a minute ago there, the Gilded Achievement will take that cost from 15 per upgrade to 10, we assume. Crafting upgrades will still be 30, but you can take this Gilded Achievement, or get it, which is just obtaining an eye level of 675. I'm very close to it at retail, so I'll probably end up upgrading his helm a little bit to get it, which will then take the upgrade cost, we assume, it'll be 10 here for lesser, for like, 6 out of 6 and below, but we assume 10 as well for 7 out of 8 and 8 out of 8. And if that's the case, it drastically trims the number of crests you need from Gilded down, right? So it would then be essentially 20 Gilded crests per, like, gear upgrade, excluding crafted items, if they're myth and all that, crafted being 30 still, but it would save you, it saves you, it would, for example, it would save me 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, it would save me about 110 Gilded crests just getting that achievement. When you factor in needing about 440 of them, roughly, to upgrade all your gear, saving 110, about 320, and if I can get 280 by optimizing crest and things before even re-clearing or partially re-clearing that we can get even more, you can probably knock out a large portion of your upgrades if you're 675, albeit pretty hard to get all kinds of stuff achievement-wise, day 1, day 2 of Turbo Boost, as long as my Florida math is not wrong. But once again, very restrictive cost here being Valorstones. And with there being, once again, a 20% transfer fee on these, currently on PTR, it might be worth looking to stockpile random things. For example, I have a handful of these actual chests here, Crimson Valorstone pouches that I've been saving for 11.2 and beyond. If you have these, you can pop them when you end up getting below your Valorstone cap, transmute some things over, get some more stuff there. And honestly, if you have alts that have already been stockpiling Valorstones, like for example, just on retail, I have some Valorstones on my Paladin, on my Demon Hunter, I'm not going to use them. I can just transfer those over to my main. So there are ways to do it, but you're going to be grinding Mythic Plus, probably the raid regardless, to get more crests and stuff. So just keep an eye on your Valorstones, and if possible, I would look to spend as little amount of crests as I can this week and next week, unless you're pushing for the achievement to get the 6.5 discount, which would help out a bit. Just make sure you're optimizing around those a good bit, and go from there. Now let's talk briefly about Dinars. Now, when it comes to optimizing Dinars, puzzling cartel chips and things this patch, and just prepping for them coming out, right? Blizzard made a post, I think 4 or 5 days ago, 2 days ago actually, talking about them adding in the option to buy dungeon trinkets and things from the raid to be used in the Dinar cartel chip vendor, using the vendor, the currency, all that kind of stuff, right? They mentioned that purchasing hero track dungeon trinkets has no requirements other than the currency cost, but Myth track dungeon trinkets will require both the currency and having beaten the timer in all S2 dungeons at Mythic 12 or higher. Basically resilient. Resilient keystones, right? And Myth track gear from the raid will still require both the currency and victory over the items associated with Mythic boss. I'm not getting into that debate anymore. I've given, obviously, I think it's a bit too excessive, whatever. It is what it is. Point being, we're talking about what we have to do here to optimize around it. Now, and also, I think it's the same for hero gear in the raid for heroic bosses, right? Now, first things first, when it comes to the raid and loot this tier, or when the boost comes out, so they have not increased the eye level at which these drop at. Mythic Jasper Diamond is 6 out of 6 drop rate, or drop level, whatever, on retail. Currently, at 11.17, or boost season essentially, it is 6 out of 8. To a similar extent, Sprocket Monger, 6 out of 8. Most items that are rare, I'm sure if you have Muggsy up here for all classes, you'd see the Fist Weapon, which is also 6 out of 8. It is indeed, there you go. So on and so forth. Now, at the same time, they have not increased the eye level of the early bosses, like loot drops. 1 out of 8. This takes an astronomical amount of crest to upgrade. Feels miserable, but there's that. So be it. Now, I would assume buying the items from the actual vendor, which I don't think we have in game yet, is going to give you the eye level that they drop at. I'm not sure. I could be wrong there, so keep that in mind. But what I'm getting at here is that we only have 3 Dinars when it comes to this boost season and for the remainder of the patch, right? You get your first Dinar week 1, May 13th. This is the change they made a few hours after the post was made, to make it easier for players to get the first item, a bit more rewarding early on, so on and so forth. Now, you get your second one what, 2 weeks later, and third one 3 weeks later, something like that. Similar to Dinars and, Dragonflight, so on and so forth. When it comes to these items, though, like I said, you get a max of 3. Actually, I read it wrong here too. Sorry, you get 1, then 2, and 3. But you get a max of 3 tokens, and that's it. Right now, this puts a lot of players in an odd spot of possibly, if you're trying to fully optimize and min-max around every little thing, whether it's, for M+, whatever you're doing in the game, you want every little bit of value. You might want to end up hopping into a mythic boss kill, a mythic boss sale. Gallywix has Jasper Diamond. Obviously, Muggsy has weapons. Muggsy has Jug, House of Cards on Bandit, so on and so forth. And there are typically, at least for me, there are a handful of items I want from the raid at Mythic level. Now, I've cleared the raid out. I can buy whatever I want, all that, but not everyone is as lucky as I am when it comes to that stuff. If you are looking to buy a carry, whether it's for Heroic, maybe you haven't killed Heroic Gallywix or Mythic Gallywix or whatever, I would encourage you to do it now. Maybe even this week if possible, if not next week. Mythic, obviously harder to find runs to buy in a short time frame, but you can buy heroic runs in trade chat. I don't sell them. I'm not making any rule of this. I'm just saying in general, because it'll give you a chance to get that item or one of the items you want in your vault early on. And also, buying them now, listen, it is what it is. This is how it's going to be with the system they put in. Don't hate me, I'm just saying how it is. They're going to be cheaper likely now than they are in 2 weeks when Boost comes out. And at the same time, getting your vault filled with those slots for 1 week or 2 weeks gives you a chance to maybe pull that Heroic Diamond, pull that, Mythic Diamond, or pull that House of Cards, Jug, whatever you want, and not need to commit one of your dinars to that, because you get max of 3. Myself personally, I know that I want, a Jug, I want a House of Cards, I want a Jasper Diamond, I want a Cloak and Bucketmonger, possibly. I want an Eye of Kazan. There are a handful of items. Being able to check off 1 or 2 of those items off your list of things you need honestly can go a long way, because if I end up, using my first dinar on a Jasper Diamond or whatever and looting it the week after or week before, whatever, it's going to feel pretty bad. So keep that in mind for gold prices, as well as just in general, looking to get those bosses checked off your list of, okay, this is dead, I can buy this item when it comes out, might be something you want to do. In the end, if you don't do that, that's okay. For the majority of the player base, putting aside healings, all that kind of stuff, Heroic Diamond, Heroic Jug, House of Cards, all that stuff is more than fine. But if you're looking to optimize every little bit, if you're pushing legit, like super high near world first keys or title keys, you might be in a spot where you might be in a weird spot where you're thinking, maybe I should buy a Mythic Galley Kill or Muggsy or Bandit, because that item at Heroic versus Mythic might make the difference between timing my key and not timing my key. So don't get mad at me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just telling you how I would do this now. If I'm looking to optimize around things. In the end, you can do whatever you like. But yeah, Valorstones, Crest, saving things, converting Crest over, maybe buying a run now, gearing up alts, so on and so forth, is likely where I would go. At the same time, you can just straight up grind Valorstones on your alts now and transfer them over later on when the patch comes out. If you cap 3 or 4 alts at 2k stones and you're just feeding one main character early on, Valorstones shouldn't be a concern at all for upgrading your gear when it comes to, day 1, day 2. So, yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Wraps it up. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and hopefully helped y'all maybe optimize a little more around Turbo Boost Week, which is coming in about 10 days. Like I said, if you don't want to do any of this stuff, it's fine. Will it be a bit more work when the patch comes out? Yeah, but at the same time, we're already mid-patch. It's not going to be a huge deal. People are going to run keys, run the raid, all that regardless. I'm not super concerned about it, even like from my own personal POV from like alts and stuff, but I always enjoy really optimizing around things that, that are coming out if I can do things ahead of time to better prep for that. I felt like making this video with Turbo Boost and things would be hopefully a big help to people in the community that want to save Valorstones or prep alts with Valorstones or save Crest, convert Crest, maybe buy a raid clear. Do whatever you need to do ahead of time, because prices are going to go up. And if you can get 250 Valorstones, Crest optimized beforehand, why not? Just do it to it, right? So don't waste Crest on little things, save for the bigger ones, go from there, see where it goes, and yeah, but hopefully it helped y'all out, because I enjoyed making it. So if you guys have any weak auras or profiles or add-ons, Twitch, Discord links, my website up here, as well as down below. And like always, a massive thank you to my patrons and supporters on Patreon, y'all. Thank y'all just so much, a million times like always. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully y'all enjoy the content. It allows me to keep making content for y'all. Thank y'all greatly as well up here, as well as down below if you want support there also. And yeah, So we are, like I said, 10 days away from the patch coming out, and I keep saying patch. It's not the patch, it's turbo boost, but it feels like the patch to me. Because like as much as I did the little events in Hallowfall and stuff, and they were cool, but a patch to me sort of encompasses and like entails like my character gaining more power, being able to progress my character's power level more. And this to me, at least to me personally, not throwing shade here, feels like what I want in a patch launching, which happened a few weeks ago. Boost is here, it's sick, it's cool. Hopefully this video helped y'all out. If it did, like and sub, please. That helps a ton. Thanks for watching. GG, GN. I'll see you later. Peace.